What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. Former unified cruiserweight champion David Benavidez is finalizing agreement to take on WBC cruiserweight champion Noel Mikaelian. Now his promoter is way more famous than he is. And his promoter goes by the name of Don King, aka DK. You know that he has promoted some of the biggest fights in boxing history. He promoted the Rumble in the Jungle when Muhammad Ali stopped George Foreman to become two-time heavyweight champion. He promoted the Brawl in Montreal. Sugar Ray Leonard suffering his first loss at the hands of Stone Roberto Duran. That was a great historic matchup. He also promoted the rematch that took place in the Superdome, the No Mas fight. He also promoted Bernard Hopkins taking on Felix Trinidad. That was a legendary fight that took place a couple of weeks after a tragic event in our nation, and that was 9/11. That fight took place, I believe, in Madison Square Garden. So Don King has been part of some of the biggest fights in boxing history. He'll be part of this matchup in a minor role instead of being the major role that he was in those fights. He'll be in a minor role, but nevertheless, I would look for him to speak what he like to speak, talk like he like to talk in the press conference. It'll be good to see Don King back in action. Hopefully he'll be able to get the mic and give us some of the things that he gave us when he was in his heyday. With all that being said, though, we got this matchup, man. It's going to be interesting, man. We got David Benavidez taking on Noel Mikaelian, who's not a big name in the sport of boxing, but he does hold a major title in the cruiserweight division. A lot of David Benavidez naysayers, a.k.a. haters, will say, well, why he's not fighting Arthur Benavidez? He's out there. He's available. But Arthur Benavidez is semi-retired. That man ain't fought in over 470-plus days. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if he's looking for one big payday with Arthur Benavidez. And, not my bad, he's looking for one big payday with Dmitry Bivol. Maybe they do a third fight in Russia and he rides off into the sunset. Maybe that's what he's waiting on, but he's semi-retired as far as I'm concerned. So for people to say that he should be fighting him, man, that man ain't fighting nobody. That man ain't fought in damn near 2 years. So with all that being said, they also saying that he's ducking Dmitry Bivol. Well, Team Benavidez offered Bivol last year $8 million in back-end money. He turned that fight down, chasing a Better Be pipe dream at the time in Russia. And then right after that, he had back surgery. And now he's had, a tune-up versus an Eifert. A tune-up that he had to take care of. He had to satisfy with the IBF. He had that fight, a couple of weeks ago. So it remains to be seen what his next move was. But he could have took the fight with Benavidez last year and decided not to. So with all that being said, a lot of people are going to say, well, what about Ja Apataya? Well, he's with Zuffa. And as we know, Zuffa said they're not recognizing no belts. Now, in his last fight, he was the IBF champion going into that fight, but they tried to display the Zuffa belt as more prominent than the IBF belt, and they stripped him. You know, IBF was looking for a reason to strip them based on the comments that Zuffa had made, saying they wasn't recognizing the sanctioning body. So he made his bed and he got the lion, that being Joe Apataya. And I was hearing that he was very close to taking a fight with Noel Mikaelian, the guy that Benavidez is likely to fight. But that fight fell by the wayside when the WBC came out and ordered that Noel Mikaelian must take on David Benavidez in his next fight or be stripped. Noel Mikaelian's team changed directions and instead is looking to unify with David Benavidez. A lot of people say, well, he's not going to fight David Benavidez. He's going to drop the belt. He's going to get much more money fighting Ja Apataya on Paramount Plus with Zuffa. Well, evidently, he's choosing legacy over money, or that ain't the case. He's going to make way more money, or he's got his ability to make way more money with the PBC. As we know, the PBC model is eat what you kill type of model, which don't put no limit on what you can make, don't put no cap on your earnings. And he chose to go that route, as he's probably looked at the numbers that his team has been presented to by PBC executives. He's like the numbers that he's seen, the projections that he's seen, and he's going that route. And he's actually fighting a bigger name in David Benavidez than Ja Apataya. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But this fight is likely to transpire in late summer, early fall. Now the PBC is putting on 2 cards. They're putting on a card in either August 22nd or September 5th. That card would include Gary Antoine Russell defending his WBA junior welterweight title versus interim titleist at 140 pounds, Isaac Pitbull Cruz. And I think that fight could fall on that card. Maybe it could headline that card. It's big enough probably to headline that card. Or it could end up on the October card, which will be headlined by Tank Davis versus Kid Austin. It could be the co-main to that. So I'm anticipating that it falls on one of those 2 cards. The PBC card that's going to take place August 22nd or September 5th, likely the headline for that card, or the October card headlined by Tank Davis versus Kid Austin, where it will be the co-main event. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Like this matchup, a lot of people going to hate on this fight, but due to what's going on with Benavidez and Bivol and Ja Apataya, this is the best matchup. You know, create your own path, you know, create your own legacy. You beat Noel Mikaelian, you become one step closer to being undisputed in the cruiserweight division. You become undisputed. The next step will be go to heavyweight and chase the top guys at that division. And that division, as we know, is the class in boxing. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard Briscoe. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section, man. You like the matchup, or you think he should go back down to 175 and chase a Benavidez fight, which I don't think is going to happen because those 2 guys might end up fighting each other, or maybe Bivol takes on a Callum Smith. That's another fighter that is promoted by the same guy that promotes him, that being Eddie Hearn. So I don't think that fight's likely. Benavidez, don't know what's going on with him, man. He ain't fought in so long. He's basically semi-retirement. He was on the undercard of the David Benavidez Anthony Yard fight, but got pulled because Top Rank was getting screwed over as far as they were not part of that card. And they weren't a part of that fight that he was supposed to be taking on Nicholson, if I'm not mistaken. So they feel that they had language in the contract saying that they were still promoting Benavidez, that they were supposed to be a part of that in some manner, and they wouldn't. And they was able to produce action, and that action ultimately got Benavidez pulled from that card. So we don't know what's going on with Benavidez. So we will see what happens, and when we will see what transpires. But let me know your thoughts anyway in the comment section. Do you like this matchup, or you rather him pursue another opponent? Let me know this a little bit. Let me know in the comment section. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard Briscoe. Follow me on TikTok at JB Sports. New media, follow me on Instagram, JB Sports 9707. Follow me on Twitch at Briscoe Jai 77071. Follow me on my 2 YouTube channels. That's plural, not singular, at JB Sports. The man, the myth, the legend, 9656. And at JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend, 8000. And follow me on TikTok if I did not say that, at JB Sports New Media. And like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. And I holla.